What's going on, guys? It's Ben Bro with you, and I wanted to bring you first impressions for the game Noire. Yeah, Noire just came out this past week. Picked it up and very excited for this game. So let's get right to it. You're gonna start off the game as Officer Cole Phelps, who just got back from World War II. Game is set in the 1950s in Los Angeles, so obviously you're a citizen of California, I would assume. What I've gained from I've started doing a few of the missions, and what I've gained from this is very ambiguous. Between the investigation styles and the interviews, it is really up to you how you choose to interact with suspects, interviewees, how you interact with the victims themselves, if it's a murder or if it's a theft, maybe trying to find clues and things like that. I really love how they leave it up to chance. Like, it's up to you choose your fate, and there's not a lot of hand holding. Rockstar doesn't really, or Team Bondi, I guess, doesn't really do you a lot of favors. It's pretty much just up to you with what happens, and I really like that. It's really satisfying when you complete a case. The interview structure is set up in a way where you can ask the interviewee questions, and you can choose whether they're either telling the truth, whether they're lying, or whether you doubt that they are telling the truth, which is essentially you think they're lying, but you don't have enough evidence to back it up. The lines can be pretty blurry in between a lie and doubt. I recorded this mission here involving a gentleman who got hit by a vehicle. So I figured I'd at least show you kind of the gameplay styles, and I'll talk about the process in which you investigate the body and investigate the environment a little bit here. Another thing, you may have heard about their facial animation technology. I forget what it's called right off the top of my head. Let me grab the game case here. Just revolutionary facial animation technology. But like I see there, I picked up this hat, and I can interact with it. You use the left stick to kind of look around the object, and if there's anything in particular, the controller will vibrate to tell you to hold your stick where it's at. You kind of investigate the body here. You can investigate multiple parts. For instance, here I investigate the head to kind of like poke around, see if maybe there was some foul play involved with the murder. But I mean, the guy got hit by a car. Open up the pockets here. You can look through both of his inside pockets. Looking for documents, wallets, possible motives. You see that they don't go too much. They go pretty easy with the language. And I mean, you think about the time back in the 1950s where there was this racial tension. Like African Americans were still kind of a little bit in a lower class. And I mean, same with Italians and Jews, and there's a lot of kind of segregation, I guess you could say. You can kind of scroll down through documents when you pull them out of people's pockets, which I think is really neat. They put that back. They go pretty far with the gore too. Like, there's quite a bit of blood on this gentleman. Open up his wallet. And you have an ID on the character, and notice that he is married.
Notify next of kin.
Kind of looking around at that, looking at the date it was issued and things like that, kind of just gathering as much evidence as possible just off the body alone. And it's like this mission in particular is one that you watch, and you really have to look around your environment for clues for the case. So you're Officer Cole Phelps, who's the character that you play as in the game, and you work your way up through the ranks from just a regular street officer to just kind of a detective, and then you're a vice. So right now I'm just an investigator, but currently while I'm playing it, I'm a vice. Kind of looking elsewhere on the body here, checking the arms, the hands. Maybe the character's married, which they don't specify. The characters never usually or fatalities never usually have a wedding ring on, which is something I thought was kind of weird. You run into this guy quite a bit. He's the coroner. He also does autopsies. You talk to him quite a bit. He helps you out. So, I'm gonna push into the interview process here in a little bit. So far, I really like the game. My expectations were very high to begin with, and this game exceeded them. Whereas Brink, I found I had high expectations, not as high as this game, and it was lower. There we see we got the trail of blood. The victim got hit. Excuse me. Nope. Thought I had to sneeze. What is this? Every time I'm doing a YouTube video, I feel like I have to sneeze. Just like I remember bringing it up in one of my COD 4 episodes. But you can kind of see they got the evidence markers there on the ground, investigating the environment, showing the blood. There's a blood splat there, and then there's another one farther with the trail, which is pretty bizarre, I guess you could say. But I mean, you can talk to witnesses, things like that, all part of the interview process. You kind of gotta one thing that they tell you right off the beginning of the game is that you don't pick somebody. You don't look at somebody being like, okay, now like you think this person did it, so you have to try and prove that they did it. What you're doing is you're taking all the evidence and finding a logical answer instead of just pinpointing like, oh, I don't like the look of this person. They must have done it. Let me try and add up the evidence to make them feel guilty. So here we go with an interview here. Start talking and pull out our notebook here where we talk. I got a couple questions I can ask. So now I'm trying to get an eyewitness report, which she tells me all about how she heard an argument or something about the murder. And so I thought that she was, I don't know, I thought she was lying. But then she gets, turns out that she was telling the truth, which is unfortunate. You literally have to watch their faces. And you can use intuition points that you gain when you rank up. Depending on how you do on interviews, you earn experience, which helps you level up. Helps you gain intuition points, which can either eliminate a wrong answer between truth, lie, and doubt, or you can ask the community, like the game, like people who've played the game, what they've chosen, and it's really helpful, I find.
What kind of car?
And one other thing, if you think they're lying, you need to have evidence that they're lying. You need to be able to prove, because you go into your notebook and you'll look at the evidence and then you'll bring it up to them and then you'll get it right. But when it comes to this broad, I get everything wrong. I shoot all zeros. Oh no, I got.
Tell me more about the argument.
Guess I got the red Continental car right.
There were two voices.
Yeah, guys.
That's all.
All I can say so far, based off first impressions, phenomenal presentation, excellent voice acting, excellent facial animation. Probably one of the greatest feelings when you successfully interview a suspect or a witness or somebody that's connected to the crime. Environments are diverse. There's lots of cars, which are interesting. You never really find yourself commandeering a lot of vehicles. Usually, you stay pretty close to the squad car, which I like that, as opposed to running around stealing a bunch of other people's cars and things like that. But
You really think so?
just trying to think if there's anything else. I found the driving. See, I got 5 experience there for having a pretty successful interview. I find that the driving controls are a little bit loose, but I mean, like, that's something that's a nitpick that I'm just picking at. Sometimes, the frame rate can get a little bit choppy, and I mean, it's really that's the thing. It's really difficult to distinguish whether somebody is lying or telling the truth, or especially with in between doubt and lie is very difficult. What's ironic with this particular interview right here is that both of these characters are from the show Mad Men on AMC. I found that hilarious when I saw it. If you watch the show, you should be able to recognize Cole Phelps, and is one of the gentlemen on the show, and so is that guy there. He's one of the writers, who's like a character on the show. But just trying to think of anything else to run down. Can't really think of anything, but I'll probably do a review when I complete the game. If I complete the game, it's 3 discs if you get it on 360, and there's tons of pre-order stuff if you get it on if you get it at like EB Games or GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy, Target, all that jazz. So it's kind of it's unfortunate, but I mean, in time they'll probably release it as buyable DLC. It wouldn't surprise me, or at least free because it's Rockstar. Rockstar is pretty good for that. Anyway, guys, this has been Benja Bro, and that kind of wraps up my impressions of LA Noire. And If my opinion changes at any point in the middle of the game, I'll be sure to upload a video. Hopefully I'll get that Call of Duty 4 Let's Play up for you guys. And I have a few COD clips that I want to throw up there too. I gotta get my ass in gear. So, but anyway guys, thanks for being patient, and have a good one.